Hollywood. That's gooey, ballyhooly Hollywood. Where any office boy or young mechanic...
To all those that are here and those looking around the world, good morning and welcome to Hollywood. My name is Jerry Newman. I'm chair of the board of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. It's my pleasure to welcome you here today. And it's a very, very special day, as you can see by all the people that are here. For over 60 years, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce has welcomed luminaries from their field and entertainment to this iconic boulevard to place their names and stars in the galaxy of stars that are on the boulevard. And today is no different. We got an amazing, amazing installation for an amazing group today. I do have to confess something, though. I'm actually not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be at the DLA Piper Conference of Americas, and you know, I see you're here. Maybe if I had meant, I would be fast enough connection to be in two places at once. But Ryan, I'm sorry I don't have it. You know. But at any rate, to my DLA colleagues who are in Orlando, I'm not sick. I'm in Hollywood to bring in Green Day. To introduce the person. Yes. Well, hey, wait. Let me. What, not yet? All right. Is that my finger? Let me try that again. Green Day! I want to welcome the person who's going to run the show for us today, a person whose strength and resiliency has brought him back to us and really has made an amazing impression upon all of us for the strength that he has to be here and push through and make this day happen for Green Day and for everyone else. I'd like to bring up a TV and radio personality in his own right. Please welcome Matt Pinfield.
Now, thank you so much, everybody. It's what an honor it is to be here today with these three guys that I love their music and love them as people. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Hollywood. What do you say? First, let's give a big shout out around the world on our live stream by our media partners, Variety. Thank you to Amoeba Hollywood and El Centro for helping us out today. Now, the Hollywood Walk of Fame recognizes achievements in the categories of motion pictures, radio, live theater, live performance, sports entertainment, recording, and television. And today in the category of recording, we honor the great Green Day, of course, with star number 2,810. What do you think of that? So great to have them here. Now, before we invite Green Day to the stage, let me tell you a little bit about our honorees, these three amazing men that I love very much. We're going to talk about Billie Joe Armstrong, Mike Dirnt, and Trey Kiola. Now, they formed in 1986 in Berkeley, California, and they're one of the best-selling bands of all time. Not to mention one of the greatest live bands in the world. One of the greatest ever, in my opinion. With more than 75 million records sold worldwide and 10 billion combined streams, the five-time Grammy Award-winning Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees released their breakthrough album, Dookie, back in 1994. And right out of the gate, it sold over 10 million copies. Unbelievable. And it made so many young people pick up guitars, bass, and drums, and want to sing and write songs. And that is what rock and roll, punk rock, rock and roll music is all about. It's that beauty, that love of passing on that gift. And that's the thing that's so special about Green Day and why it's such an honor to be here today. Now, that album sold 10 million copies in the U.S. alone, you know. And in 2004, they released the rock opera American Idiot, which of course, another masterpiece. It captured the entire world's attention, sold more than 8 million copies in the U.S. alone, which is amazing. And they took home the Grammy for Best Rock Album. And still hits as hard today as it did the first time we heard it, right? It's absolutely beautiful. Now, released in 2020, they did their 13th studio album, Father of All, and you can finish that yourself. It debuted at #1 on Billboard in the sales chart in the UK and Australia as well. And in 2024, the band released their most recent masterpiece, an incredible album that we love called Saviors, their 14th record. And let me tell you, right out of the gate with The American Dream Is Killing Me, which reached #1 on Billboard's rock and alternative charts, and Dilemma, which was another song that hit so hard. Now in 2024, they embarked on that Saviors tour, which was incredible. Played right down here at SoFi. It was amazing. Wow, where they played Dookie and American Idiot in their entirety. Now let me tell you, the stamina that it takes to do that every night and play those incredible songs, guys, it's just amazing to me. Now they played Dookie and American Idiot, as we said, in their entirety, and along with songs from Saviors and other fan favorites. We're going to name a few of those top hits that all went to #1, and I want to hear you cheer for these songs. Of course, American Idiot, everybody. And Basket Case. How many? And right where we are right now, Boulevard of Broken Dreams. One of the greatest songs, certainly, of the century so far. And When I Come Around, Brain Stew, Good Riddance, and so many more. All classics that are part of our conscious and have moved us in so many ways. And last but not least, the band just performed for more than 200,000 people at Coachella. They were headlining both Saturday nights. They support several charities, including Project Chimps and Altadena Girls Fire Recovery. And we've got a couple friends of theirs to say a couple words. I just want to also say, as I said, they're one of the greatest live bands and continuously have written incredible songs that have just become a part of the fabric of our lives and our existence. So what an honor it is to be here to see them tonight do this. It's just, or today I should say, guys. So I'm going to change time zones. But I'd like to introduce you right now to our first speaker, and he's one of the biggest selling producers in alternative music. He produced like 5 Green Day records, at least, and Bullet in a Bible, too. So he did. Dookie was the first one that he started with, of course. All those records are so great. And most recently, Saviors. So still working with the band like a brother. And I'm going to introduce him right now. So please, welcome to the stage, Rob Cavallo.
Hi, everybody. It's great to see all the Green Day fans here. It's kind of unbelievable. I'm taking Serena Williams' place, but here we go. So in 1993, I got a demo tape, and it had Longview on it. And it just, you can imagine, I'm a young A&R guy at Warner Brothers Records, and I'm just thinking, this is the greatest band I've ever heard. So anyways, they invite me up to Berkeley, and I go into this subterranean apartment, and I see the band play in this little rehearsal room. And what you should know is that room is actually the video that you see in Longview. So if you want to see what I saw, you can just watch Longview. You would sign them, right? Okay. So they played their songs, and I was blown away. And then they asked me this funny question. They said, "We hear you can play Beatles songs on guitar," and I say yes. And because they were quizzing me, right? They're like, are you who you say you are? So I sit down on Billy's bed, I play these songs, and after about 10 or 15 minutes, they go, "Why don't we go get pizza, go up to Indian Rock, and get high?" I'm like, hell yeah. Who wouldn't say yes to that, right? So then a funny thing happens is we're talking about the Clash, we're talking about the Stones, we're talking about the Buzzcocks, we're talking about the Who, we're talking about everybody. And then, of course, it's time I have to go catch a plane. So the manager drives me down to the airport, and I'm looking at a paperback, and all of a sudden I look up and I realize their weed was so strong I missed the plane. So then what happens is, well, you can guess, 4 months later, we're in the studio. And I'm making, honestly, Dookie was the second record I ever produced. It was their first time in the studio, in a big studio. And I just couldn't believe how smart they were. like they cared about all the right things. The musicality, like Trey and Mike are like clockwork the way they play together. And I think, I hope I get this right, Billy did his guitars and vocals in about 5 days, which is incredibly short. He was so on fire. I mean, as a producer, I was in heaven. It was amazing. Oh my God. Oh yeah, then there was a funny thing that happened. So at the time this was happening, this is like late 93, the album came out in 94, and it was very much the time of grunge. But we weren't grunge, we were punk. But, right? Come on, you know what happens next. Punk comes out with we make this record, because here's an interesting thing in what happens in the music business. There were some older A&R people that said to me, you know, why do you want to sign a punk band? That was a small branch on the rock and roll tree that actually never sold that much. And I was saying, well, I think we're going to sell 100,000. There's got to be a bunch of kids like me that love this. So obviously you know what happens next. Believe it or not, we're now a double diamond in the United States, which I pinch myself. There's only 13 records that have done it. We're in with Led Zeppelin and AC/DC and all the big ones. Anyways, so I just want to say to Green Day, thank you guys so much. I love you so much. It's been a friendship now for 3 years, and I love you like brothers, and it's just, what a ride. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Okay, everybody. How great was Rob Cavallo? And by the way, let's hear for yourself, all the Green Day fans that are out here that love this band and have for so long. Please, make some noise and let's hear for yourselves. You're incredible. You know, I want to introduce our next speaker right now. He's an actor, producer, and businessman known for his comedic and superhero roles. Best known for his portrayal of Deadpool. He's done a lot of great roles, actually. Earning Golden Globe and Critics' Choice Awards, of course. And he's been, nominated for many things. His films have grossed over $6.5 billion globally. Please welcome to the Walk of Fame, Ryan Reynolds, everybody. There he is. Yeah, man.
Hello. Switching over to Billie Joe's mom's glasses. There we go. Thank you. As many of you know, I am the modern face of punk. And I am deeply honored to be here today to talk about Green Day. My connection to this iconic band goes back to its earliest days. Green Day being the only child of Doris Day. And that is not the right card. That is somebody's fucking with me. Okay, so sorry. All right, Wikipedia version. Don't say this out loud. Oh, I just said it. Okay, yeah. So before they were the indelible Green Day, they were called Blood Rage and Sweet Children. Back in the day when I was young and full of cocaine, I organized the cupboards. Evidently, some people, they came up with band names, which I think is a much better use of time and, narcotics. And as a father of 4, Blood Rage and Sweet Children makes a lot of sense to me now. It's also, I think, a great name for a memoir. In the summer of 2023, I was sitting in Richmond Park in London at a small cafe, and I was shooting Deadpool and Wolverine. And it gets dark. There was a labor strike, and everything stopped. It was terrifying. So Sean Levy and I, who's my creative brother and partner, we funneled our worried energies into the edit room. At its heart, the film's about nostalgia and redemption and moving on. And while we were expecting, people were expecting us to look forward to the MCU, we were very much invested in looking back at where we'd come from at 20th Century Fox. And anyone who knows me knows how deeply invested I am when it comes to certain songs in the films that I produce or co-write, or I get attached in a way that words are not agile enough to express. And I had this thought about the end credit sequence of the movie, and it was, to me, it felt like an opportunity to do something that was expressed warmth and gratitude and love, instead of it just being, what they usually do in these movies is just a commercial for another fucking movie. So I wanted this to be something that really kind of felt poignant, and I was thinking about the last 20 years of all these characters and all this even the DC characters I wanted to put in there, but I got distracted by good judgment. Anyway, a song came on in the cafe, and it was Good Riddance. And I've always loved this song, and it isn't just a song, because I think it's anything that endures the way this song, along with so many that these gentlemen have blessed us with in the world. They endure because they're a feeling as much as they are a story. And if you ever have this chance, watch people key into a song like that. I watched people around this cafe change a little bit, and it felt like a moment of togetherness that was something that was sort of missing, and something that felt like it was a scarce resource right now. We don't have a lot of togetherness. Music, concerts, films, they bring us together. We get to check all of our bullshit identity politics at the door and come together and feel something at the same time in the same moment together. And that's a rare thing to be able to share with the world. These guys, they live at the intersection of both nostalgia and evolution. And, this isn't an allegory, by the way, for Green Day getting old. Although Billie Joe did give me his nighttime skincare regimen. And honestly, that is the best 6 hours I spend every night. It is flawless. My star is in front of a Sephora down there, which is, I think, appropriate. My friendship with Billie Joe and Mike and Trace was relatively recent. It's not normal to do this after a film is released, but I really wanted to thank them. I wanted to thank Billie Joe, Mike, and Trey for letting me use this song, for trusting me to use it well, and of course for the $500,000 it cost to license. But I somehow managed to track down Billie Joe's number, who is a little elusive, by the way. He's not an easy guy to find, but there's that one stall in the bathroom airport in Boulder, Colorado, and there you know the one, Mike. Yeah. And that's how I found it. As it happens, though, he'd just been coming out of a screening of the movie when I called, and I just wanted to tell him how much it meant to me. That using that song is cheating. Like, it's cheating to use that song. You could set my colonoscopy to that song, and people will weep. And I did indeed set my colonoscopy to Good Riddance, by the way, which was shot in IMAX. And when a python swallows a goat, you can still see the goat. Anyway, it's okay. We can let that one go. We'll edit that out of this live program. I could certainly use this incredible opportunity. I think Matt really did it better than I would ever be able to do it, of the impossibly long list of accomplishments and accolades that these guys both have and deserve. I'm frankly blown away that they're only getting a star on the Walk of Fame now. What is the Chamber of Commerce doing all day long? This is crazy. Even though I've only known them a short while, look, it's beyond rare for a band to stay together the way they have as a unit. And, I have a theory on that. People evolve so much. We all change under every different circumstance that we're exposed to. And, especially evolving under the scrutiny of the public eyes, it can be very challenging. And, Rob even talked about this too. They sort of cared about all the right things, right when you met him early on. And I don't think a band like this stays together this way and is this prolific for this long without integrity. I think it's like the bedrock of what they are, and whether it's spoken out loud or not, there's respect and there's integrity within this band, in the DNA of this band, and it comes across in their sense of mischief and their sense of play and it's embedded in the DNA of their music and their musical works of art. They appeal to kids, they appeal to adults, and yes, even the elderly, because they are people too, aren't they, Trey? Billie Joe and his wife Adrienne and son Joey, they, in a moment's notice, they jumped on a train and joined me up in Wrexham. And I guess Jacob had better things to do that day, but that's okay. There'll be a time. But when they came to Wrexham, they were embraced with arms wide open, and that town is, they can smell it. Like when somebody comes there who isn't honorable, isn't made of good stuff, they sort of know it right away, because they say that the Welsh are born with the heart of a poet and the fist of a fighter, and I think they saw a kindred spirit when they came. And I'm of course referring to Adrienne, actually. So, but I am very, very pleased to have this great honor to welcome them to the Walk of Fame, where they, like me, they can get photographed, trampled on, and urinated on for eternity. I'm going to go as soon as these people leave. No, congratulations, guys. It couldn't happen to better human beings, but also just a better band. You guys are the most beautiful band in the world, and thank you for everything that you've given us. Appreciate it.
Let's hear it for Ryan Reynolds, everybody, for doing that for the boys today. That's the thing I didn't mention before, also true. They are such a brotherhood, Green Day, and everybody that works alongside them and everybody that plays with them. There's just a beauty and a real honesty that I love about the band so much, and their camp and everybody. It's special. It's beyond. I just really want to share that. And the last thing I wanted to also mention, too, was just the way that they bring up young musicians on stage when they perform live and change lives and inspire people to become musicians and young people to go after that dream. And I think that's one of the most incredible things about them. And they've never lost that passion or that edge. So we brought punk rock to Hollywood Boulevard today, didn't we, guys? It was great. Thank you so much again. Now, our next speaker coming up, I'm going to just say, well, I want to thank everybody for, what an honor to be here, and I want to thank the guys for having me today. It's beautiful to be here. I love you, and this is just so deserved. So now I'm going to introduce Steve Nissen, and he is actually the president and CEO of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, who will close out the ceremony. Thank you, everybody. Much love to you all.
Well, how is everyone doing? Okay, I know what you're thinking. Who's the guy in the suit and tie, and what is he doing here? Well, at least it's a green suit. As Matt said, I am the president and CEO of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, and to answer Ryan Reynolds' question of what were we waiting for? We were waiting for this perfect day to honor one of the greatest bands in the history of rock and roll. Now, all of you, you are an amazing crowd, by the way, and you're stretching a few city blocks, but you are within steps of one of the most famous intersections in the entire world, Hollywood and Vine, to celebrate one of the most famous bands in the world. The 2,809 stars have preceded today, and we're about to add one more to that pantheon. This is really a street of creativity and innovation and artistic genius, and so we're so proud to honor one more that enters that pantheon. But it's also it's a real city. We're in front of a real record store. Yes, they still sell records in this world. And people work here, they play here. 10 million tourists come to the Walk of Fame every year, and we'll see your star. So we would like to, on behalf of the real city of Los Angeles, present to you a special resolution from the city of LA. So I would ask that Billie Joe and Mike and Trey Okay, we have 4, not just 1, not 2 or 3, but 4 resolutions to present to Green Day.
Contract?
No. All right, before the big moment, we'll let the ambulance pass. They're gone. All right, the big moment. On behalf of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, I now declare today Green Day Day in Hollywood!
Who are you? I'm glad you're here. Wow, this is crazy. I didn't write anything down, but I just want to thank my family. My mom, yeah, this is for my mom. This is like my mom's Super Bowl right now. My brothers and sisters, my sons, and other people. I want to thank my wife, Adrienne. I've written a lot of songs about Adrienne, and it's either like one will be like when like this romantic song, and then she's like, "Oh, thank you," and then another song and it's like, "You're in the doghouse. That's why you wrote this one." So, but yeah, this is kind of like being at your own funeral, but I don't know what the fuck I'm going to say. Anyways, thank you to all of our friends that bought our records and come to our shows. We love you guys so much. God, thank you, Rob. We've been buddies and partners for so long, and our band, our extended band is Jason White and Jason Fries, Kevin Preston, our engineer that we've been working with for so long, Chris Dugan, and I'm going to let these guys talk right now. So, but thank you guys a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise. We didn't write anything down. I guess this, for me, that's the point right now. It's, there's that saying everybody here always hears, don't forget where you come from. I'd like to start with thanking Ollie. Thank you so much for giving us a safe place to have band practice, giving me a safe place to live when I was in high school. I love your family, all my brothers and sisters on both sides. I'd like to thank my mom for, just telling me that you can do anything you want to do because you got nothing to lose. And beyond that, all my brothers and sisters, this one's for my sister Mila. And then for my kids are in school today. Brixton, Ryan, I love you. Estelle, hope you're having fun at work. You guys, I love you. I hope everybody comes here and takes pictures with us for as long as you want to and as long as you can. We'll never say thank you enough for everybody and everyone who's involved with whatever we've done over the years, but this is for all of us. Thank you.
All right, real quick. I want to thank, first of all the fans, especially you crazy fuckers that came to see us here today. Closed down the street. Mission accomplished. And most of all, thanks, Billy and Mike. My brothers. And my other family that, with DNA, sometimes we swap DNA. But thanks again to everyone who's put a needle on a Green Day record or clicked a mouse and listened to Green Day and come to a Green Day show or took a dump on a star on the Walk of Fame. Okay, anyways, thank you.
All right, I have a question for you three guys.
Okay, whisper it in my ear.
Audience participation.
What's going on? Oh, jeez. Ryan, thank you.
It goes without saying.
Yeah, thank you so much. I know, you have a hell of a schedule, so thank you so much for coming out and doing this, and congratulations to Wrexham. I don't know if you guys have watched the documentary, but it's fantastic. And I want to say something about Matt Pinfield. Is this guy, his knowledge of music and his history of rock and roll you can't compare it to anything else. He knows everything. He's a true music lover, and thank you for coming out and doing this. We love you so much, Matt. And
So before that, actually really important interruption, all I was going to ask is, are you ready to unveil the star? Let's do it.